That's the happiest I've ever seen a man look. Remember, kids, Santa brings presents to everyone, which makes him a communist. You f***ing idiots know this is bullshit, right? He's here to kick ass and take names, especially if those names belong to underage girls. Hi, I'm Nick Beaton. Welcome to Brief by Beaton. Here is my take on the headlines that caught my eye over the last week. Donald Trump met with Joe Biden to begin the transition process. And look at this picture of them together. Have you ever seen Joe Biden look that happy? That's the happiest I've ever seen a man look. Biden looks like a barista who just remade a latte for the third time because his customer kept chewing them out because it wasn't foamy enough. And then he got to watch that customer walk directly in front of a bus. The mayor of Mississauga, Carolyn Parrish, claimed that Yahya Sinwar, the leader of Hamas, was basically the same as Nelson Mandela. Hamas was thrilled by this statement. If what you say thrills Hamas, you might want to more carefully think about the things that you're saying. There's a vigil scheduled for Sinwar in Mississauga, and some people are unhappy about that. And instead of just dodging it the way she could have by saying, look, freedom of speech, freedom to gather, any of those things, no, instead, Carolyn Parrish decided to use this moment to compare a man who was falsely imprisoned, then became the president of South Africa, then won a Nobel Peace Prize, to a man who openly and consistently talks about genocide of a neighboring nation. You're the mayor of Mississauga. Your job is garbage collection, public transit, other public services. You could have gone your whole career without bringing this up. No one is looking to you for an opinion on this subject. It's actually quite impressive. In one sentence, you managed to praise a butcher while simultaneously dragging one of the most significant historical figures' name directly through shit. Christmas is coming up. Do you want to make a statement about how Santa Claus and Chairman Mao shared a lot of the same ideas? Remember, kids, Santa brings presents to everyone, which makes him a communist and also means that he would probably be totally in favor of social credit scores and re-education camps. MAGA supporters have long said that Trump is going to clean up human trafficking in America, especially the trafficking of children. Enter Matt Gaetz as Attorney General. He's here to kick ass and take names, especially if those names belong to underage girls. This no-nonsense politician has had enough of human trafficking, especially the case of the People v. Matt Gaetz. Once he gets rid of that, then he can roll up his sleeves and really get to work by investigating the basements of every pizza place in every state in America. Even if they don't have basements, he's gonna look anyway. Now, people are skeptical that Matt Gaetz is even going to get past the confirmation process because he has a lot of baggage. Unlike the 17-year-olds he flies in to f*** them, he makes sure they travel light in case they need to make a quick escape. The satirical news site The Onion bought Infowars at auction from the conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. And Jones is pissed. But it's not for the reasons that you think. It's not because he's losing an intellectual property that he spent years building. No, he's mad because he thought it was bought by an actual onion, which everybody knows were created by the government in order to ruin the bland food of the whites. Also, they make you gay. A school in Sackville, Nova Scotia asked that veterans not wear their military dress uniforms to the annual Remembrance Day service, citing the fact that it made some students feel unsafe. You can't just say that you feel unsafe and then everybody has to stop and automatically take you seriously. Okay, scratch that. Apparently you can, but really you shouldn't. You should not be able to do that. We have to stop accepting the phrase, I feel unsafe, as if it's some sort of magic bullet that automatically gives that person's opinion validity. I feel unsafe. Okay, why? Well, they're going to be wearing military uniforms. Yeah, they're going to be wearing military uniforms. In about 3 weeks. It's pre-planned. Do you think you can use the next 3 weeks to come to terms with the fact that the 40 to 75-year-old veterans who will be coming to the school are not here to invade it? November 11th is on the calendar. It comes around every single year. If this day makes you feel unsafe, what I suggest you do is that sometime in early October, you start to mentally and emotionally prep yourself for the fact that it's going to happen. You can get ready for the fact that on November 11th, some senior citizens are going to come to your school with medals pinned to their blazer and a nice pair of slacks. And as a side note, can all of the anti-war people just take this day off? I totally understand protesting wars that you think are unjust, but this is not a day celebrating war. It's a day of remembrance, which is why it's called Remembrance Day. You can spend the other 364 days of the year talking about the problem with the military-industrial complex. Maybe just give these guys a day to remember their friends and feel an ounce of pride for the things that they've done in their life, and let them have that day without having it to be mired in the controversy and politics of a second-year undergrad student who just had their first poli-sci class and learned that war is bad from their professor who's trying to get all the hot students to join his polycule. John Krasinski was named People Magazine's Sexiest Man of the Year, and the public is not happy. Those who disagree with this pick have taken to social media to blast the magazine, saying that he is clearly not the sexiest man alive and that they should change the pick. It has forced People magazine to release a statement saying, "You f***ing idiots know this is bullshit, right? It's not an actual contest." People magazine then added, "Jesus Christ." After the recent attacks on Israeli soccer fans in Amsterdam, people who defend the attacks claim that the Israeli fans brought it on themselves by yelling racist anti-Arab slurs and downplaying the death toll in Gaza. Calm down the incendiary rhetoric, claims group that chants from the river to the sea, denies independently proven claims of rape on October 7th, and stands shoulder to shoulder with people who claim that they wished Hitler finished the job and that we love death more than the Jews love life. You know, that kind of peaceful, we're all the children of God kind of stuff.